quiet, it's starting.
The All Color Tribe Podcast presents Black Injun, Ballad number 1, A Labor Alliance, an all-cast audio epic starring MF Rex, Timberline, Amy Davis, and Melissa K. Marks as King Mel, and Jackie Chan as Big Motherfucker. Oh yeah, free Leonard Pelletier already? Howdy, hi, and what's happening, y'all? Nice to have you tuned in and listening to this, the All Color Tribe Podcast, for episode 4 of our first season. I am BW Son, and I want to thank you for your participation and patronage. Muchly obliged for real. Today we jump back into our abridged presentation of the great American tale, Black Injun, Ballad number 1, Labor Alliance. Before I begin with any rendition of a recap, let it be known that if this here is your first time listening, it'll suit you best to hop back on to episode 1 and get the what would be backstory for what we're putting our toes into today. But I'm not trying to tell somebody how to live, so you do however you're gonna do. Last time we congregated, Black Injun, Big Motherfucker, and Aella had gotten to Melville, stood before and feasted with King Mel, Black Injun's sister. We also got a sort of origin story for the whys of what Black Injun is all about, and Biggins vicariously. Not to tip a hat in any which way, but today's portion may provide our protagonists with the purpose they seek. That said, let's not waste a bunch of time on the what happened and hellos and just get right into the grizzle. Remember, we're willing to use every word under the sun, and some of them might offend the square butts on earth. After all, this is straight up real round butt talk through and through. Don't forget it, mature content is ahead. Now, on to the dope shit. Enjoy. Thanks, Jackie. I owe you.
Chapter 10. A Quest Comes About. In the throne room, King Mel sits in her high chair, guards standing in position, listening to the woes and concerns of the common folks. A small audience of people who have nothing better to do with their time lingers and listens to the woes of others. After 2 men squabbling about a hog and what it may have done to a milking cow leave unsatisfied with the royal ruling, the king sees her brother. The big fellow and the amorous adolescent take audience on the sidelines. The young boy who announces those who come before the king steps forward and calls forth Weirkon Spargo, the next citizen seeking session with King Mel. Weirkon Spargo walks forward into the middle of the throne room. He's a rough-leathered man with hair gone gray. His right arm has been amputated above the elbow. He refrains from looking up at the king directly.
Mr. Spargo, how can the court help you?
Thank you, Your Highness, for taking time to listen to a simple farmer. I live out on the fringe, grow pintos and tend some goats. It's my daughters I come to see about, my king. They gone missing. Could be they just got tired and left to look for something better. They're of age to do such. Wouldn't even blame them none, but that's not what I suppose they did. Been lots of girls gone missing this past year. Some folks say a ghost's been taking them, but I reckon it's a menace of flesh and bone.
Mr. Spargo, my heart breaks for your loss. Let it be known that no such horror will go unresolved in my kingdom.
Thank you, Your Majesty. Bless you.
Your daughters will be found.
Those in attendance applaud the king's fortitude and sympathy. She looks over to her brother, seeing his attention set to the fringe farmer who's turning to leave.
Hold! I want to acknowledge Mr. Spargo's problem now! How can any of us sleep knowing that young ladies of our realm might be plucked up and stolen in the night? Kublai?
Folks look around to see who it is the king has called on. Black Injun is surprised, but steps forward without hesitance.
Yeah?
You're looking for a quest? Well, here you are. Find our missing, and you will be fairly compensated upon your success. What say you and your amigo?
He looks over shoulder to Big Motherfucker, who responds with an ardent shrug.
All right, we'll do it. We'll take Aella too.
Quite a dangerous endeavor for a girl you've surmised a child.
She's above board in the fray. Seen it with my own eyes. Got a gun full of bullets, too. Real shit.
Aella, it's your decision. Though, I'm sure I could find a worthwhile position for you here. One where you don't get shot at.
I'll do as you command, my king.
What are you doing? She ain't your king. Shut the fuck up. What happened to want to be a gunslinger?
Big Motherfucker's fingers scissor cut the air. His index finger points at her, and then his whole hand tosses up over his shoulder, thumb directing things behind him. He's asking her to cut it out.
What? I don't want to get shot at.
That's like 60% of the gig, eh? Me and Biggin's been shot a bunch of times. It builds character.
Like I said, it's her decision. You'll leave tomorrow. It's agreed.
Hold up a minute. Not for nothing, but we gonna need a little scratch up front. Expenses and all.
The world is a war zone, and it's time you pick the side. Who will you be? Define yourself with a homogeneous, singular, one-dimensional outfit that you will wear to let the world know exactly what kind of woke you are. Political party, cultural identity, sexual orientation, race, gender, whatever bigotry you decide to base your life on, remember, you are fighting the good fight. Equality, freedom, and peace will only be reached by grabbing the throat of those who think differently and choking that opinion out of them. This has been a message from the human race.
Chapter 11, A Slap in the Wind. Outside the palace, the trio huddles up. Black Injun's arms wave with frustration.
When I say let me do the talking, I mean let me do the talking. The fuck are you thinking?
You're not the boss of me.
Ain't nobody trying to boss you around, stupid. I'm trying to keep you off that big black pedestal your king would so very much like to put you on. That's what I'm finna do.
I can take care of myself. Fin at that.
It's a light smack with heavy implications. Aya's hand is at her cheek immediately, attempting to rub out the sting of Black Injun's strike. At first, it confuses her. She was unprepared for such action, but embers seething with fury and defiance are quick to ignite within her eyes. Big Motherfucker takes a step between them, a stern look on Black Injun, whose glare replies in spiteful defiance.
You gotta wake the fuck up, little girl. You ain't seen the truth of a motherfucker. And that's the shit that's gonna have you fucked up. That's the shit that's gonna have you dead or worse, dig?
The tension is thick. Aya boils with anger, and Black Injun is himself his worst fault. Biggins holds up his paws, 3 fingers erect. With a beat between, each of the 3 fingers fall in a countdown. 1, 2, 3. The last finger curls, and a loud, crunchy fart unfurls onto the world from the big man's belt. It's no true remedy for the problem at hand, but it clears the air, so to speak, and acts as an unpleasant potpourri placebo for the time being. The child still living in Aya's heart can't help but break into laughter. She's angry, but it's a fart, and farts are funny. Black Injun can't disagree, but his big nostrils flare furious once he catches the scent.
We ate the same things. How do they smell so horrible coming out of you?
Big Motherfucker won't let his friends shade his shine. He shrugs with pride.
All right, fuck. Go get the food. Plan for a handful of days and take the girl with you. I'll go get the other shit.
Black Injun hands Biggin some money before sharing an unhappy glower with Aya and taking leave from the group.
Seems like just yesterday we all had our hands up in the air, cheering, because medicine was saving us. Our days of sickness and pain were a figment of tomorrow's imagination. And now here we are, unimproved and unchanged, despite the medical advancements the media assures us are happening. All the while, diseases from old become ever more present.
Lymphatic filariasis is up 30% in the Northeast. The South has seen elevated numbers of rinderpest for the last 4 years. And smallpox took out an entire town in Oregon just this past year. Isn't it about time we stopped listening to professionals and started taking care of ourselves? After all, you're the only one that matters. This has been a message from the human race.
Chapter 14. Take Thee to a Livery. When Black Injun arrives at the livery, Aya's tying down water jugs to her buggy. Holding a crate which contains the 2 bottles of drink and a bunch of ammunition for the guns, he waits, expecting her to stop and look at him, but she doesn't.
Where's big motherfucker at?
Aya points off to her side into the stables. Somewhere in there, the big man has once more found his way into Anna Sophia's horse ass. Black Injun looks at the back of the girl, not sure what to say and feeling itchy because of it.
Look, Aya, I wanted to apologize for slapping you like I did. I was wrong for that shit. I'm just used to shooting my problems. Way fucking easier. But I shouldn't have done it, and I'm sorry. I want to say I won't do it again, but sometimes you gotta whoop some sense into a friend when they're being dumb as a deaf dog that can't smell or see. Dig?
She still doesn't turn to face him. After such an ardent apology, Black Injun is jilted and feels some kind of way about it.
Seems like it's going over your head, but my sister is wanting to use you for a fuck puppet. Are you seeing that?
Aya finally turns to him. He sees the hurt and fire in her eyes.
Might be we just met, and I hardly know anything about you. But if I were to take a guess, you've been fucked over enough. Just saying.
She stares at him, silent and in her feelings. Black Injun extends the crate forward to her, and she accepts it mechanically, still in her thoughts.
Pack this up with the rest. There's something in there for you. Not the booze.
He turns his head, staring into the stables, and calls out to the third wheel of their tricycle crew.
Better wash your dick when you done. Ain't finna have that smell hanging around when we out on the road. Fuck that shit.
After grabbing some bullets, Black Injun is walking away. Aya watches him as he goes, and when he finally turns towards the palace and vanishes, she crouches down to rummage through the crate to see what's meant for her. Bullets, a couple of grenades, and a .22 revolver. She imagines it's the .22 that he was talking about. It's light in her hand, matte black with a badly carved OH inlaid in the wooden grip. Opening the cylinder, she finds it's been loaded already. She looks up and sees Big Motherfucker and Anna Sophia walking out of the stable. They're both flush and breathing heavy. Anna Sophia tries to play like nothing happened, walking away only to double back, having gone in the wrong direction at first. Biggins, breathing deep, walks over, bends and pulls a bottle from the crate. Uncorking it and taking a swig, his face twists to the taste. It is not a good vintage. He takes another gulp and exchanges the bottle for a grenade, tucking it into a pocket.
You work hard for everything you have. Sweat and blood from your own brow soak each dollar you've ever spent. With all that you do, why should you concern yourself with child, prison, or slave labor? That was their decision. Had they chose to work as hard as you do, then they'd be able to have the things that they make, just like you. We at the human race want to tell you that we appreciate all your time, effort, and resources. Keep it up, and you might win the lotto. You're welcome. This has been a thank you from the human race.
Chapter 16. Say Goodbye to Melville. The buggy is packed and poised to go, the mules just waiting on everyone else. A few lingering guards are hanging around since the king had made an appearance. Mel stands with Anna Sophia, Big Motherfucker, and Aya, where Con Spargo is sitting patiently on his own noble steed, a donkey named Donald. Everyone looks a little peeved when Black Injun finally shows up, stretching his arms and exhaling with a monstrous yawn.
Y'all ready for this? Let's fucking do it! Chop chop!
No one else is amused, but he could care less. He steps up to his sister.
Well, Mel, I wish I could have hung around a bit longer.
You're best in small doses, Kublai. Go find these girls and make me look good, or don't come back. I'll tell your bastard seeds you died valiantly, if they are ever dumb enough to come looking for you.
I love you too, sis.
He hugs her, and she half hugs him back. In a separate goodbye, Anna Sophia lays an intense middle school kiss on Big Motherfucker. It's long, sloppy with saliva, and neither breathes for its entirety. When it ends, they are both huffing and puffing and asthmatic.
You're traveling with an idiot. Be careful. Come back to me, lover.
Reaching below the waistline of her skirt, Anna Sophia pulls out her panties and runs them down over his face before handing them to him. Everyone around watches the transaction intently.
That bitch is crazy.
Aella, I hope to see you return soon. Be safe.
Thank you, Your Highness.
Big Motherfucker takes a seat in the buggy, and Aella squeezes herself into the space that's left over. Black Injun hops up on his horse.
Mr. Spargo, I wish you well and assure that your daughters will be found and retrieved.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
All right, then. Let's do this.
The tiny caravan takes leave from Melville. Off on their way in hopes for folklore fame, Anna Sophia waves at Big Motherfucker with fervor as he rides away at the speed of mule.
Well, that does it for today's episode as Melville shrinks into the background behind Black Injun, Biggins, and Aella as they travel with the Fringe farmer work on Spargo. If you're wondering what you might have missed in the omitted chapters today, I can tell you Aella, in her emotions, lets Big Motherfucker know how she feels. Black Injun takes a less communicative route in dealing with his and the young one's altercation, choosing vice and a little knife play. Just one of the many things you can hear within the unabridged, uninterrupted version of Black Injun, #1, A Labor Alliance, on sale now for just $6 at allcolortribe.com. We'd love the support, and it'll help in the making of our next two projects we hope to debut in 2019. Regardless of how you choose to listen to our production, the best way to show some sort of support and give back a little love is just tell everybody about it. The buddies you like, the buddies you call buddies sarcastically because you really hope they just get struck by a bus, all of them buddies. Tell them all. And I hope to have y'all listening next time for episode 5 of the All Color Tribe podcast's first season. Peace, love, and y'all be safe out there. Now, as far as I can figure, only way we get better people is by being better to them children who grow up to be the people. So let's put an end to child abuse in its many forms. If you need help doing so, please contact any of the following ASAP. Child Help National Child Abuse Hotline, 1-800-422-4453. National Center for Missing and Exploited Children Tip Line, 1-800-843-5678. RAIN's National Sexual Abuse Hotline, 1-800-656-4673. Our future is on us from here on out, folks. If we let them ruin what's left, then we can only blame ourselves for the failing. All Color Tribe, Futuro Amplificande Studium.